If you study the Babylon exile, 70 years in exile, and the reason for their survival, the preservation of their culture, which is why we have the rabbinic Judaism and the Talmudic Judaism. They did what they had to do to survive that culture. I am convinced, after being in Israel for the last few years, on and off, throughout the entire country, the bravest people in the world are not Americans. The bravest people in the world are Israelis. They are the strongest, bravest people of what they endure and survive. And the 9 million people that are still there. Not the Jews in America, not the Jews in Europe, not the Israelis anywhere else other than in Israel. What other group do you know has flourished, prospered, bloomed with abundance while constantly surrounded, accosted, assaulted, attacked, harassed by their enemies day in and day out, and they have built centers of great enormity in technology and in agriculture and in culture. And in the midst of that, they are raising children, singing, dancing, praising Adonai. The yeshivas, you ever seen young men full on, sold out for Torah? Go to Israel. You want to see a real yeshiva, a real school of young men, strong, loyal, handsome, committed. And you go to your little Bible studies here and your Reformed and Abads here in America, and you think, what about yourselves? You haven't seen strength or bravery, nor have you seen faithfulness or loyalty by any measure till you go to Israel. You don't know what it's like to actually live your life and prosper in abundance and go forth with your daily activity with that assault, harassment, barrage of your enemies, and getting married and raising children and still changing the world, because you don't have such a thing. So you take for granted in a culture where you have so much more comfort and ease and protection without the constant horrendous threat like they do there. And you think what? That you're brave, that you're loyal, and that you're faithful? Oh no. Oh no, not by the truest measure. Maybe comparative to your own fellow cowards, but not those who really walk that walk and talk that talk. And they're in the land. They're not running to escape. They're fighting the good fight of faith. Why don't you? And you probably won't, because you see, you are too comfortable. You have too much pleasure, too much ease, and you're not harassed and assaulted and accosted on a daily basis. You have no real threat of those convictions, culture that you hold on to. You've let go of that. You become complacent, apathetic, and lazy, and you are distant from your fellow brothers and sisters who fight the fight. Oh, many of you, you'll send your money, but you won't give your life.